Hello again. I'm Arlen Yoder from the Soul Winners R Us website. Remember, the angels in heaven rejoice when a loved one or friend gives their heart to Jesus. The title of my post today is Arminianism versus Calvinism versus simple Beliefism. It's about the isms and the schisms among Christian believers that isms cause. Many believers these days hold beliefs that they try to impose on other believers. It often results in hurt feelings, confusion, and schisms among believers who hold different beliefs. They do it in the name of rightness. They want others to see how right it is to believe the specific ism they believe. For most of my 48 years as a Christian, I didn't know of any of the isms. The only thing that resembled an ism I encountered in my early years as a Christian was a group of King James only Christians living in my local community in Berlin, Ohio. At festivals and other events, you might see them standing in groups praying for people passing by. My concern was that if they had a convert, they would require that convert to use only a King James Bible. When I married Dee in 1996, I became informed gradually about Arminianism as she grew up in the Church of God, whose main offices were in Cleveland, Tennessee. Also, Dee attended and graduated from Lee University, a Church of God college. The Church of God held to the doctrine of Arminianism, which I will explain later. Then, in about 2008, Dee and I got involved with Mission to Amish people, and I hosted a Bible study in our home for young former Amish men. The leader and another older man, both wonderful brothers, believed in the Baptist doctrine of Calvinism. We discussed our differing beliefs cordially, and we didn't try to convert each other to our own way of thinking. So, let's discuss the two different isms that I have become acquainted with. Number 1, Arminianism. A Protestant theological tradition based on the teachings of 17th century Dutch theologian Jacobus Arminius, which asserts that God's sovereignty and human free will are compatible. It emerged as a reaction against strict Calvinist predestination, and it emphasized that salvation is available to all and that individuals have the free will to accept or reject God's grace. Number 2, Calvinism. A Protestant theology named after the 16th century reformer John Calvin that emphasizes the absolute sovereignty of God in all things, particularly in salvation. It teaches that humans are totally depraved and unable to save themselves, meaning salvation is entirely God's work initiated by His choice and secured by His power. So, many disagreements and even verbal harm, hopefully not physical harm, stem from these two isms. I recently watched 2 documentaries about William Tyndale, an English biblical scholar in the 15th century who suffered physical harm when he was strangled and burned at the stake because he translated the Bible for the common people. Hopefully something like this won't ever occur because of the differences in ism beliefs. So I want to present an exponentially more important ism that I came upon today. I call it simple Beliefism. Long before the 16th and 17th centuries, when the doctrines of Arminianism and Calvinism were born, Jesus said the following in John 3:16. For God so loved the world in this way, He gave His one and only Son, so that everyone who believes in Him will not perish but have eternal life. Then in John 3:36, He said, the one who believes in the Son has eternal life. Jesus didn't say in verses 16 and 36, whoever believes in Arminianism and or Calvinism should not perish but have eternal life. He said the one who believes in the Son, meaning Jesus, has eternal life. So, in conclusion, when other people try to force their isms on us, let's remember the simple beliefism that Jesus taught us. See you next time.